Today we're going to talk about steps to landing your job. The topics of discussion, we have 4 points. 1, cover letters. 2, resumes. 3, references. 4, job applications. To start off, we're going to talk about cover letters. And the main purpose and why we have cover letters is to target the job, and number 2, market your experience. So the purpose of the cover letters is to introduce yourself to the company, show your interest in the organization. 3, show your interest in the job vacancy. And finally, motivate the recruiter to schedule your interview. Moving on to the types of cover letters that we have 6. The first one is the application. This is a specific job opening with the company. 2, a referral. This is to gain interest with an employee from the company. 3 is letter of interest. It inquires about the job vacancy. 4, networking, whether you met somebody at a job fair, LinkedIn, or even at a conference. And then finally, a valued proposition. It's a statement of saying why you are unique to the company. So, paragraphs in cover letters, there are 3. The first paragraph is the introduction to the company. The second paragraph is why you're interested in the company, the qualifications in the position, and what can you bring to the company to be successful. And finally is looking forward to a follow-up, scheduling an interview by the recruiter, giving them your contact information and telling them the days that you are available to talk about the position. So now we're going to go over a few bad examples of cover letters and a few good examples of a cover letter. The first one, we're going to go over the bad letters. So as we see here, Roscoe, he doesn't have a full contact phone information. His email is not good. He also has his job title up here, which isn't necessary. Here he doesn't have any of the address name. He doesn't have the company's name. He doesn't have who the letter is going to. And then finally, he has bullet points down here. And the following one, he has advertising. And then also he has some grammar issues. The next bad cover letter that we don't even know who the person's information is. He has no contact information. He also has 1 paragraph, which the paragraph should be 3. So now going on to a few good cover letters. As we see here, Peter, he has all of the right information, the address. He has the hiring manager's name, the company name, Dear Mr. John. He has it written out. He has 3 paragraphs, and then he has sincerely. The next cover letter, also we have Tony. He has his information over in the corner. He has the hiring manager, the company's name. He also has the date, Dear Mr. Green, his information, and also sincerely. The next step we are going to talk about are steps to building your resume. So we are going to compare the good resume to the bad resumes. So here are the listings, and just to name out a few, in the bad resumes, instead of long paragraphs, use bullet points. Also, we don't need personal information such as I have 2 kids and 3 dogs. Finally, no pictures unless you are applying for a modeling job or an acting position. And then we do not need your GPA, whether it's 3.0 or 4.0. Going on for the good resumes, make sure that you have a professional resume, preferably your first name, your last name at Gmail, at Yahoo, etc. Next, list your education accomplishments such as your associate's, bachelor's, master's, or doctorate degree. And then some achievements or awards that you have had, on your job. And then finally, your certifications and your licenses such as CNA, CPR, etc. So now we're just going to go over an example of a few bad resumes. First, few good resumes. So as we see here on the bad resume, Rusty Rose. First, he has his photo. Second, his contact information is not correct. He has information about himself, which is a summary, which is incorrect. He has I'm the best in the world at. We don't need his hobbies. And thirdly, here he has no job title, so we don't know what he did. We don't know what company he worked at. All we do is know the years. So we need all that information of where you worked. Next, we have Fiona. She has a photograph. Her email is not professional. Also has her personal information such as marital status, children, status, health status, nationality status, hobbies listed, and resumes, which should not be included on your resume. Should be having a separate sheet. So those are just a few bad resumes. Going on to good resumes, we also have Lily here. As she listed her address, summary, job experiences. Down at the bottom, also put her certifications. Next, we have James. He has his contact information, summary, work experience, education, certified in medical assisting, and has a bachelor's down there from his school of college. Third, we are going to talk about references. References is for somebody to speak on your behalf and to talk to them to get you the job with the company. So if you are stuck and you do not know what the references should include, we have a few bullet points here. And over here is an example of what the resume should look like. So these are what they ask you when you do fill out your resume information. Next, you might say who to ask for a reference. So we have here separate of personal and professional contacts. So these are just a few professional, and then here are your personal contacts. And finally, family members are not considered a reference. So these are some of the options that you can use for professional and also for personal. The final step we are going to talk about is the job application process. We have two types of applications. We have the paper form and then we have the online form. So next we have the application checklist when you are applying for that job. We have them on this side here. And the main part for a job description, make sure it has your qualifications, what the experience is, if it meets your job salary. Look up the company, seeing if it's something that you would want to work with as far as benefits and everything that is included. So make sure you do make a good job of looking at the application process for applying for that job, which is the job description. And then we have the application process, which we have the steps here: preparing the application requirement, entering the online application, putting all your personal information, your educational history, work experience, submitting the application, confirming the application, and then finally completing the application. So these are the steps from having a good cover letter, a good resume, references, and applying for the application. Now that you know all the steps, you can update your cover letter, your resume, and submit it for that job application. Thank you.